Real Madrid has always balanced two obsessions, the immediate thirst for trophies and the patience to build future dynasties. Right now that tension is playing out in the most human, urgent way possible across the club's centre-back department. A promising young defender arrived amid big expectations, his name sung with both hope and promise. Huijsen was introduced as a player for the long haul, a bright projection of Madrid's next generation. But football, especially at this level, rarely allows tidy storylines. Rumours of interest in two high-caliber French centre-backs have burst into the conversation, and suddenly a pathway that looked open begins to narrow. The bargains, the free agent chatter, the whispers of a Bernabéu ready to add raw power and elite speed. These reports all point toward a simple, uncomfortable truth: this summer may demand trade-offs. For Huijsen, who arrived with the halo of youth and a promise to learn and grow, the arrival of veteran profile players would not be a critique of his talent so much as an instant escalation of expectation. The academy and the board have always said talent must be tempered with patience. The pitch, the manager, and the fans demand results now. That gap between the future and the present is where careers get defined. Imagine, for a moment, the options laid out by the coaching staff. Keep faith with Huijsen and build the team around an emerging partnership that will tax opponents in 2 or 3 years. Or add proven pieces with Premier League and Champions League experience who can steady immediate title pursuits and give the team a physical backbone in Europe. Konaté brings size, recovery speed and top-level competitive seasoning. Upamecano offers aggressive defending with a strong passing base and a willingness to step into midfield when required. Pair either with Madrid's existing backline and you get immediate upgrades in physical duels, aerial control and a kind of defensive muscle that changes how opponents approach the game. But the cost is not only financial. It is also the cost of minutes, the psychological impact on a young player and the message sent to the club's development pathway. Will the board be accused of short-termism or praised for ambition? That answer will shift the mood in dressing rooms and stands alike. From the inside, the decision becomes a chess match of timing. A transfer can be useful if it complements rather than cannibalizes a youngster's growth. Rotation, mentorship and the incremental integration of Huijsen into high-pressure fixtures could turn a potential conflict into a net gain. Alternatively, if signings arrive purely as instant starters, the bench becomes a learning ground less than a waiting room, and a blossoming talent may find the road to regular minutes unexpectedly stick. Huijsen's own response will matter. Whether he doubles down in training, adapts his game, or accepts a temporary mentorship role. But the reality is that managerial philosophy and club strategy will steer the outcome. Madrid's directors must weigh squad balance, wage structure, and the optics of how they treat homegrown or newly signed youngsters. For fans, pundits and neutrals, the drama is irresistible because it asks a deeper question about elite football. What matters more, the guarantee of today's success or the cultivation of tomorrow's legend? Real Madrid historically has done both at different times, sometimes leaning on experience, other times wagering on youth who later become icons. Whichever route they choose this summer will ripple through the season. Defensive pairings that close gaps quickly, or a slower maturation that pays dividends later. In the end, the human story remains central. Huijsen came to Madrid with a head full of promise and a future to craft. To see that trajectory altered overnight would feel, to many, like watching a chapter close early. Yet if the club manages to blend an established leader with patient development, the chapter could turn into a trilogy, a short term of domestic ruthlessness, followed by years of a revitalized homegrown backbone. This is the moment when rumors meet reality. The next official movements, the confirmation of any signing and the first training sessions with new teammates will tell us which story Real Madrid will write. The decisive raid for instant defensive power or a more cautious, layered approach that protects a young prospect while still aiming for trophies. Either way, the stakes are clear, not only for the club's season, but for the career of a young man whose name could soon be spoken either as the one who triumphed or the one who was tested. And in a club where history weighs heavier than most, that test will be watched with the intensity reserved for only the biggest decision.